Right then, I'm now here for my UFC 308 main card predictions now for you guys. Ilia Topuria versus Max Holloway is the main event. I'm going to be going through the whole main card and giving my predictions and breakdown for the fights. I cannot wait. It's the most stacked UFC card of the year by far, 100%. And I think it's probably the best main event of the year as well. So yeah, let's get right on to predicting the main card then. Starting off with the first fight on the main card, which we're going to be getting to, is, of course, Sharon Magomedov versus Armen Petrosyan. I'm going with Sharon Magomedov to win this fight on decision. I think he'll probably win every round as well. I think Sharon's going to be too unpredictable for Petrosyan, to be fair. Sharon's got a really good, unpredictable and unique style on the feet, which I think is really going to be off-putting for Petrosyan. I do think that Shara's defense is questionable, though, but I think Armen Petrosyan's a bit too basic. He's good on the feet, but I just feel like his game's a bit too basic. And I think Magomedov's going to be able to put him off, keeping him at a decent range with his lead leg, going to the body, going down low with a good few kicks, calf kicks as well. I think Shara's going to be good, and he's always athletic, and he can come out with some good explosive moments as well. And he's got some good head taunting as well. To be fair, Sharon Magomedov, I think he's going to be too confusing for Armen Petrosyan. I don't see Shara's style working as he ups the levels to more, to the proper, high ranked guys, but I think it's going to be too confusing for Armen Petrosyan, to be fair. And I think he's going to be catching with some big ones as well, in my opinion. And he's going to be too unpredictable for him, simple as that. And I don't think Petrosyan is the man to be able to figure out Sharon Magomedov. So I think Magomedov's going to win this fight. I don't see Petrosyan getting knocked out. I do think he'll get the opposite of success, because I do think Shara's defense is pretty questionable. He does leave himself open at times. So, there are openings and there are ways that Armen Petrosyan wins this fight. I don't think you can fully rule him out of it, but I think Shara's just going to be a bit too unpredictable for him. Okay, next up we've got Magomed Ankalaev versus Alexander Rakic. I think that this is a very interesting fight, to be fair. I'm going to be going with Magomed Ankalaev to win this fight, though. I'm going with Ankalaev to win. I'm going to go decision as well. Actually, no. I think he's going to get him out of there round 2. That's what I'm saying. I'm going with an Ankalaev knockout. I think, both guys have got good games on their feet. I mean, Rakic can take it to the ground, same as Ankalaev. They can both take it to the ground, but I think Ankalaev's definitely the stronger man. And I think Ankalaev has got better grappling than what Rakic has, though. But, I mean, Ankalaev, he never really does anything on the ground, though. He just holds you there for control time. Rakic never really does a load on the ground either. So I think this fight's mostly going to be on the feet, though, as Ankalaev's fights usually are. And I do think Ankalaev's ground game is very overrated. It is very overrated. He's mostly a striker, if we're being honest. And Rakic, I mean, yes, he's got a ground game, but not really. He's mostly a striker. I think Magomed Ankalaev is going to be too good, to be fair. I think his striking defense is very underrated. Ankalaev's is. It's underrated. Rakic's counters are pretty good. He can catch you when you're coming straight at him, kind of like what Yuri was. But I think Ankalaev's more smart than what someone like Yuri is. I think Ankalaev's less unpredictable than Yuri, but Ankalaev lets his shots fly quite well, I think. And Ankalaev's got real good power as well and good accuracy. And Rakic does like to leave his chin quite high in the air. And I think he will be there to get caught. And I think Magomed Ankalaev will be able to get him out of there. Rakic is tough, and Rakic can land some big shots. Rakic can be unpredictable at times. I think he has got good kicks. He can work the body well. But I think Ankalaev is going to be too good for him. I think it's going to be too powerful for him. I think Ankalaev's he's going to be eventually going to be found to be too accurate for Rakic, and he's going to catch him right on the button and knock him out. That's what I'm going with. Magomed Ankalaev to win this fight in the second round. There we go. Next up, we've got England's own Lerone Murphy versus Dan Ige. Um, yeah, Lerone Murphy's going to win this fight. I'm pretty certain he will. I like Dan Ige, though. I do like Dan Ige. He is good. He was in a good fight with Lopez last time out when he stepped in. But I just feel like Dan Ige, every time he steps up and fights the real good competition, he loses. But I do think Lerone Murphy has got a style where it could be winnable for Ige, because Ige does mostly lose to guys who can mix in those takedowns and do have that takedown threat. Lerone Murphy doesn't really. Lerone Murphy's just good on the feet, but again though he can be quite wild, Lerone Murphy, but he does time his moments very well and he does pick his spots well. Dan Ige, he's a very good mover. He's a very good mover overall, but when I feel like just when he fights these high level guys, which I think Lerone Murphy's probably one of the next big things, I think that's when Dan Ige struggles. And I think Lerone Murphy's going to prove to be a bit too much for him in the end. I think Lerone Murphy's got good striking output as well. I think he's going to be able to outstrike Dan Ige. And I think this is going to be I think it's going to go the distance. I think Lerone Murphy probably wins 30-27. Ige could get the opposite of success, though. You never know. It could be 29-28, Lerone Murphy. But I think Lerone Murphy definitely wins it. I just think he's going to prove to be too much. I think he's going to hit Ige with everything he's got. Ige will be able to take it, though. He's a real tough guy, of course. Never been knocked out in his losses. But yeah, I think Lerone Murphy's just going to prove to be too much for him. Even though Dan Ige is a good, skillful guy on the feet, though. And there isn't really a takedown threat with Lerone Murphy. But no, I think Lerone Murphy's going to be too much for him. That's what I think. So, yeah, Lerone Murphy will win this fight. Unanimous decision, probably. Okay, then. Next up, we have got our co-main events. We've got Bobby Knuckles, Robert Whittaker, the Reaper, versus Khamzat Chimaev. Okay. I am going with the underdog. I'm actually going with Bobby Knuckles to win. I'm going with Robert Whittaker to win this fight. Decision. I think Whittaker's going to prove to be too good. And it's like Khamzat's got one round in him. That is that. If he can't get Whittaker out in the first round, which I don't think he will be able to, I think he's screwed. If I'm being real, though, I don't think Whittaker's got, he's not got better wrestling or he's not got better striking than Usman. He hasn't at all. Whittaker's just a good all-round striker. But on to that point, though, on to talking about Usman. Whittaker's got a way better striking game than Usman by far, as we know. And Usman was able to piece up Khamzat Chimaev quite well on the feet in his last fight. He was, no matter what people say. Usman was kind of piecing Chimaev up on the feet. And Whittaker's got a real good unpredictable lead hand. He's very good with the jab and setting up his shots behind there. He's very smart, Whittaker, and I really like the way he lets his shots go. He's got a good shot selection as well. I like the way he works the body with his lead leg. And I just feel like if he can try and beat up the cast of Chimaev as well, that would be good. Whittaker's a good mover as well. He's got good pivots in his game. The bit of angle changes as well. I think Whittaker's a real good striker. And I think his striking's underrated as well, to be fair. I mean, everyone knows he's a really good striker, but I still even think his whole striking game's underrated. I think Whittaker's going to be able to get that jab going. I think Whittaker's going to be able to get his accurate shots off. Chimaev will have that, he does have that takedown threat, and he can keep you down for a long time. But I feel like Whittaker's ground defense isn't that bad, though, to be fair. And I feel like he'll be able to survive the first round with Chimaev. But Chimaev will probably learn to pace himself a bit more, though. But if Whittaker can keep moving, keep this on the feet, and I think he wins this fight. I do think he wins this fight. I mean, he does put his shots together well, and I think he can hurt Chimaev and really get his respect and really keep Chimaev thinking when he's coming in to try and get that takedown. I think Whittaker can keep him thinking, but I feel like Whittaker does also need to try and land a big shot early, though. That is what I think. Whittaker needs to land shots early. I feel like it could be a close decision, though. 5 rounds as well, don't forget. It could be close. Chimaev could pick up a round or two. I see Chimaev winning this. Not Chimaev. I see Whittaker winning this 3-2. I think he's going to be able to get Chimaev's respect. And I think he's going to be able to piece him up on the feet quite a bit as well. And I feel like Whittaker's good enough to tie Chimaev out. And I feel like Whittaker can keep a good pace up as well. So I'm going to be going with Robert Whittaker to win this fight via split decision. That's what I'm going to say. But it's a tough one to say, though. But I'm going with Bobby Knuckles. Going confident. Okay, next up, I'm going with, obviously, Ilia Topuria versus Max Holloway. Who are we going with? Most people are going with Ilia, but I actually fancy an underdog picking Max Holloway to win this fight. I actually think Max Holloway might do it. Max Holloway's the best boxer in the UFC. I rate Ilia's boxing as well. I do. I think he's got good boxing, and he's very smart with his explosive moments. But I think Max is just so bloody good. I just feel like it's his time. I feel like it's his time right now. I mean, after that Justin Gaethje fight, Max just seemed like the man. And I just feel like he's going to get another big moment this year. I feel like 2024 is the year of Max Holloway. I really do believe Holloway gets the job done here. I think he's smart and he's got real good fight IQ as well. And his chin, you just can't keep him down. People might say, oh, yeah, Ilia's the guy. But I think Ilia kind of lunges in quite a bit of times as well. And I feel like Holloway's counters are good. And he'll see them eventually and he'll be able to catch Ilia off guard. Holloway really mixes his shots up well. His combinations are really good. He manages his range really well. He's good at mid-range. He's good at range. He can get in there, land a good sneaky uppercut or something as well. I mean, you never know. Could Ilia mix in a bit of a ground game here? Possibly. It wouldn't surprise me. But again, I don't think Holloway's awful on the ground, though. I mean, you're not going to see Holloway really submit anyone. But, I think he's good. He's good enough to be able to defend himself, at least off someone like Ilia, though. That's what I think. But yeah, I see him catching Ilia when he's coming in. Ilia kind of, slouches over a bit in his style, and I kind of see that playing into Holloway's favor. I think Holloway really does need to be getting his body work going, to be fair. That is what Holloway needs to do. Get his kicks going to the body. Try and beat Ilia up. Get some calf kicks going as well. Beat Ilia up there. Really just ruin the momentum of Ilia when he's coming forward. And make it difficult for Ilia to move. Holloway needs to really stay active. And the thing I do like about Max Holloway as well is his output is really good. He's very good at being able to beat you to the punch and outstrike you for 3 rounds, however long the fight is. That's what I like about Max Holloway. And Max Holloway's coming off 2 career best knockouts as well over Korean Zombie and Justin Gaethje. He's coming off 2 big knockouts. Max Holloway's confidence right now, I feel like it's higher than ever. 100% it is. And I feel like Holloway can outbox Topuria. And I feel like if Holloway brings it more into a fight as well, I think he can do it. I just feel like he might expose a bit of Holloway's. I think Holloway might expose a bit of Ilia's striking game. I feel like I have a feeling that might be what happens. I'm gonna go with a Holloway TKO or with a knockout. I'm gonna go round 3. I see him being able to catch Ilia off guard. I really do. I see Holloway being able to sneak in a bit of an uppercut in there, or he's going to be catching Ilia Topuria when he comes in as well with a good right hand. I see that happening. So I'm going to be going with Max Holloway. I just have that feeling, and I feel like it is his time I feel like it's Max's time to do it. I really do. So that's what I'm saying. Max Holloway wins round 3 against Ilia Topuria. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, and I'll speak to you on the next one.